In 2017, Tess and Lee reached out to our business with the hope of getting a plan in place and buying a couple of properties that would make them financially free longer term. 8 years down the line, and Tess and Lee have made over $800,000 on the properties we bought for them. Now, when Tess and Lee first reached out to us, they were both a little bit time poor with the young kids. They were both working full time. Tess at the time was reading a heap of books, but didn't really have a team of advisors around her, didn't have a mentor or coach, and was suffering from a whole lot of analysis paralysis. Now, when they came to our business in 2017, they already owned 2 incredible properties down there at Burleigh Waters on the Gold Coast. Their vision at the time was to take some of the equity from those properties and continue to invest in 2 more assets that they would set them up for financial freedom and a future filled with choices. Now, when we sat down for a couple of hours with Tess to make a plan, we settled on a suburb that was extremely undervalued at the time called Wynnum in Brisbane, and we chose to target a house as close to the beach and the infrastructure in that beachside suburb as possible. Tess was looking for a simple, low maintenance, tenant ready home on a beautiful big piece of land with the potential over time to do a beautiful cosmetic renovation that had really strong cash flow. At the time in that suburb, we were able to buy that 3-bedroom home for $570,000. Now, that suburb was just revalued from one of the major banks for over $1 million, giving Tess and Lee a $430,000 gain on that one property in 7 years. About 6 months after purchasing this first property, Tess and Lee were ready to go again. And so this time they were looking for something a little bit larger, a little bit closer to the city with granny flat potential. We went to an up and coming suburb on the north side of Brisbane, about 19 k's from the CBD, called Bray Park. Now, at that time there was news of a brand new university being built in the area, which we knew would encourage great infrastructure spending as well as population growth and high income earners moving into the area. Now, at the time we were able to pick up that property for over $435,000, and after jumping on realestate.com this morning and have a look at what comparable sales are selling for, you could easily sell that property today for between $750,000 and $800,000. Again, this second property has gone up somewhere between $315,000 and $365,000 in the last 6 years. Now, what's inspiring about Tess and Lee to me is they had young kids. They had established careers when they reached out to our business, but they had a dream of bringing forward choices and retirement and security in their life. What I love about these guys is they were able to take action when everybody else at the time was still focused on Sydney and Melbourne. And over an extremely short period of just under 8 years, they've been able to create over $800,000 in equity and give themselves at least 10 to 15 years in the future that they're not gonna have to work their day-to-day jobs. Now, my sister Crystal, who works in the business, was recently catching up with Tess again, and they're ready to go for their 5th property, which is absolutely incredible. The lesson that I've learned and I wanted to share with you from Tess and Lee is that with the right plan, the right team, the right strategy in place, as well as a mentality or an outlook where you will overcome the challenges in your future, as well as a bit of consistency and discipline, you can completely change your future and your stars for both yourself and your family. Now, for those of you out there who are seriously thinking about buying a property in the next 3 to 6 months, I'd love to personally offer you a one-on-one strategy session where either myself or my brother Simon will sit down with you and talk about where you are today, where you'd like to be longer term, and we can educate you on the Australian property market as well as some of the most undervalued suburbs in the country. And then from there, you can take that with a grain of salt and go and absolutely smash it on your own, or you could become one of the extremely small number of clients that we work with each week. Either way, all you have to do to book the session is go to www.pumkedonproperty.com and click the free strategy session button, and we can't wait to have an incredible conversation and, like Tess and Lee, take you from where you are today to a place of choices and freedom in your future.
Woo! That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Have a
Cool,
spin.
yeah. Oh, sweaty. So sweaty. Oh, that's good. That's so nice.